This video explores disturbing mental disorders with no judgment. Viewer discretion is advised. Capgras delusion. Imagine waking one morning to the unbearable conviction that the person you love most, the one whose face you've known your entire life, has been replaced by an imposter. In the mind of someone with Capgras, familiarity transforms into alienation. The warmth of a loved one turns cold, distant, and strangely uncanny. Picture the sensation, a creeping chill as every smile, every tender gesture is undermined by the unshakable belief that something is not quite right. It's as if you are trapped in a nightmare where faces morph into facades, a relentless barrage of doubt and terror. The familiar becomes a puzzle missing pieces, every moment marked by a desperate need for certainty that can never be regained. Clinically, Capgras delusion is classified as a misidentification syndrome. It challenges the brain's normal processing, creating a profound disconnect between what is seen and what is believed. The individual feels haunted by the thought that the essence of those closest to them has been replaced, leaving behind hollow, unrecognizable shells. Imagine the isolation, the terror of living in a perpetual state of distrust, not only of others, but of your own perceptions. The heart aches with the knowledge that even intimacy has been corrupted by an imposter's mask. Cotard's delusion. Now, envision waking up one day and believing you're already dead. Cotard's delusion, often called walking corpse syndrome, is a haunting condition where sufferers are convinced that they have lost their organs, their blood, or that their very existence has ceased. For someone experiencing this delusion, life becomes a bleak void. Imagine looking in the mirror and seeing not your reflection, but a ghost, a lifeless, empty shell that feels more like a relic than a living person. Every sensation fades, food loses its flavor, warmth becomes a distant memory, and even the simple act of breathing feels futile. It's as if the world around you is vibrant and full of life, but you remain locked in a state of death, a prisoner in your own body. The isolation is crushing. You're trapped between the living and the dead, where no one can truly understand the agony of feeling invisible, non-existent. In this state, hope withers, and every moment is a painful reminder that you are, in your mind, already gone. Alien hand syndrome. Now, imagine waking up to a nightmare where your own body is turned against you. Your hand, your own flesh and blood, moves with a will of its own, reaching, grasping, even resisting your commands, as though possessed by an unseen force. This is alien hand syndrome, a disorder that feels like being trapped inside your own skin, waging an internal war against a part of yourself that no longer listens. Your fingers twitch without your consent. They curl, tighten, and reach toward objects, as if under the control of something else, something foreign, something other. At first, it might seem like a simple miscommunication between mind and muscle, a slight delay, a movement that feels a little off. But then it escalates. Your hand starts performing deliberate actions, unbuttoning your shirt as you frantically try to fasten it, knocking over a glass of water, while your other hand desperately tries to catch it, even attempting to choke you in your sleep. You wake up gasping, staring at your own hand in horror, wondering, did I try to hurt myself? Or is something else inside me? It doesn't respond to your thoughts, your will. You tell it to stop, and it doesn't. You grab it with your functioning hand, trying to force it into stillness, but the moment you let go, it starts again, like a marionette tugged by invisible strings. You watch in terror as it fumbles through drawers, clutches at your face, or even slaps you in the middle of a conversation. It moves with purpose, but it is not your purpose. alien hand syndrome often occurs after trauma to the corpus callosum, the thick band of nerves that connects the two halves of your brain. If this connection is severed, whether due to a stroke, brain injury, or rare neurological condition, the left and right hemispheres can become disjointed, like two opposing entities inhabiting the same body. One half of your brain controls speech and conscious thought, while the other, cut off, silent, begins acting on its own, its intentions locked away in a part of your mind you can no longer access. Some sufferers describe it as living with a parasite, an unseen force inhabiting their own flesh. Others speak of an almost supernatural sensation, like possession, as if a ghost or an unknown presence has taken up residence in their body. They give their rogue limb names, as if recognizing its independence, calling it things like the other hand or the stranger. It's as if they've become an unwilling host to a separate entity, one that uses their own body as its puppet. The horror of alien hand syndrome is not just in the loss of control, but in the feeling that the enemy is you, that your own body has turned against you, and no amount of reasoning, no force of will, can take back what you have lost. It is a battle not against an external monster, but against the very thing that makes you. Schizophrenia is a disorder often shrouded in misunderstanding and fear. Beyond the common image of hearing voices, it is a profound disruption of thought, perception, and emotion, a split in the very fabric of reality. Imagine your mind as a bustling room where thousands of conversations occur at once. Now imagine that these conversations aren't yours. Voices you didn't invite begin to speak, sometimes calmly, sometimes with malicious intent. You try to concentrate on one thought, but others intrude, insistent, relentless, and often contradictory. Paranoia sets in. You feel as if unseen eyes are constantly watching you, evaluating your every move. Social interactions become a minefield, where every word could be interpreted as a threat or a command.
So stupid.
That smells awful. Don't drink that coffee.
When the clerk told the men he had called police, the pair took off and left the machine.
Why are you so worthless?
So, Sky, tell us how this weekend's weather is turning
Weather.
out.
Something wrong.
You know what, Chuck? There's just no stopping the weekend weather. You hear that, worthless? Weather's coming to get
Something
you.
wrong. Weather.
And what are you going to do about it, huh?
Something wrong. You have to stop it.
You're just going to sit around with your stupid mouth open and do nothing?
You have to stop it. It's the weather. It's here for us.
Now he has to answer the door.
It's here for us. Do something. Stay in.
Pizza.
Stay away from the
No,
door.
stop the weather. Protect us.
Pizza.
You didn't order anything. No, don't answer. You're stupid to open that door. He has to open the door now.
There's no escape from the cacophony of internal voices, each one demanding attention and driving you further into isolation. For someone with schizophrenia, the world is divided between the tangible, external reality and a chaotic inner universe that constantly challenges the truth of everything around them. Alice in Wonderland Syndrome. Next, we step into a world where reality itself is warped, a condition known as Alice in Wonderland Syndrome. Named after Lewis Carroll's fantastical tale, this disorder distorts visual perception and alters one's sense of space and time. Imagine sitting at a table, only to suddenly find that your hand appears gigantic, like a grotesque appendage that doesn't belong to you. Or picture walking down a familiar street, only to have buildings shrink to toy-like sizes or stretch into impossible looming silhouettes. Colors may shift unnaturally, and even your own body can seem to morph and distort. For those suffering from this syndrome, the world is a constantly shifting landscape. 1 minute, everything is normal, and the next, reality has twisted into a nightmarish vision of distortion and disorientation. It's not just a visual trick, It's a complete loss of the normal cues you rely on to understand your environment. The result is a deep-seated anxiety, a fear of what might happen next, and a perpetual state of being unmoored from reality. Auto-cannibalism. Imagine a horror where the enemy is your own body. Auto-cannibalism, the act of consuming one's own flesh, is as grotesque as it sounds. This isn't mere self-harm. It's an overwhelming compulsion, often rooted in deep psychosis or unbearable self-hatred. For someone trapped in this disorder, every moment becomes a battle between the instinct to survive and the urge to destroy. Picture waking up with a searing urge that compels you to bite into your skin, your flesh, your very essence, turning against you. The pain is excruciating, not just physically, but emotionally. Each bite a reminder of your self-loathing, each wound a visible scar of a tortured mind. It's as if the person feels that by consuming their own body, they might somehow erase the inner torment. In their reality, the body becomes a prison, and the only escape is through self-destruction. The experience is utterly isolating. Imagine being so consumed by despair that your own flesh is both your sanctuary and your curse. Thank you for watching, and remember, sometimes the scariest horrors aren't found in movies or on the internet. They lie within us.